I want to talk about the service level that American-Amicable provides, and then we can talk about products here in a minute. Products are products, even though they're
products.
Yeah, and I love them. They're great. But I think the gold, the differentiator with American-Amicable has been and still continues to be, you guys have broken the mold. You've kind of gone outside of the normalcy box of how you work with agency owners and agents to make their day-to-day easier, I'll say. And let's start with, it's just fun to talk about, the appeal process. Nobody does this. And it's like, when an agent asks us, like, why you guys keep talking about American-Amicable? Why American-Amicable? There's so many reasons. But one of the things that we always make sure is baked into that conversation is the appeals process. So when an agent writes a piece of business, and like with a lot of insurance companies, normal process, sometimes it's going to get kicked. There's dual meds, there's all kinds of stuff that are going to come up that occasionally get it kicked, other than applied for. Let's talk about the American-Amicable appeal process that the agent has and how that works. And just to level set on this, you guys, and I always butcher this, almost 80% of the time, you guys are overturning decisions right now with an agent when they ask, is like 70-something%.
You do always get it wrong. It's about 85%. Sorry.
I undersell every time on it.
It's important. I mean, just think about the fact that you're writing a case, and there are a lot of carriers that just have a strict, like, we're not going to take this business list. And I'm not saying we don't. We do have conditions we won't take. We have prescriptions we won't take. But then there's the other side. And this is my token phrase, and I know I stole this from Darren, is the common sense underwriting. So it's not just a yes or no. We're gonna take a look at it. There's so many health conditions nowadays, and doctors just throw anything they can at it, like, as a prescription. So you could be taking a prescription, and it could be for anxiety. It could be used for, like, restless leg syndrome. It could be used for migraines. It's just all across the board. So when we're trying to underwrite it, we just see, hey, they're taking this prescription, and we're trying to figure out, like, what's the best course, what's the best offer that we can give to the client. And sometimes there's enough information in the background that we can just immediately give you the best decision. Sometimes we can't. And we're going to give you an offer, and you may go, don't really like that offer. And you think, well, I can just write it with so-and-so. Oh man, they don't take that prescription. But instead of doing that, we'll maybe ask you a question at the end of our app to kind of clarify some information. And I always say, wait till you get your decision from us, because sometimes we did get you answering the question was all we needed, and then we can give you the decision. Now, if you don't get the decision and you're like, I know it's this medication, and I'm going to change this medication, I'm going to make a note on the comments that the agents can put in, and I'm going to say my client is taking this medication and it is for migraines, for example. Perfect. Underwriting's going to look at it and they're going to go, cool, 85% of the time, and it's going to be immediate. Instead of maybe return a premium or graded, just depending on what the condition was and the prescription. The same thing with declines, though, too. Like, your client has a health condition. This is an example of one I have. They had a skin cancer cream. A farmer, I do live in Iowa. A farmer. So he got he just had went to the doctor. He didn't actually have a health condition, and they're like, me and you're burnt. You're out in the sun all day. They gave him a preventative cream. But it's a cancer cream. So it popped up that he had cancer. And the agent's like, hey, he doesn't have cancer. This is preventative. And it went from a decline to immediate approval. So those are the types of things. And that was an example of one I worked on with an agent. So they don't just say, like, oh, yeah, send it to us. We'll look at it. Like, they literally look at it. I am happy to help with cases, too. Like, I can go in and see some stuff and just kind of talk through it with agents. But send us an appeal. Like, give us the information you need to make the decision that you need.